Phew. I mean, you can have health concerns and have a very good attitude to it. It makes a huge difference if you have a health problem and you don't want to deal with it. My dad had his one lung out, but he still chain smoked another 30 years till he died of lung problems. But his attitude was, if I stop now, it'll kill me. What difference does it make? Dumb. My wife wouldn't talk to him because he had that attitude. It took me probably about 12 years after leaving school and not finishing university for my father to even recognize that I might have done better than I did if I stayed at university. It's funny how there's so many, I just try to point ways that understanding comes in. But guilt, rights, wrongs, arrogant self-righteousness, pathetic self-guilt, and feeling sorry for oneself, or I can't do this, or doing too much, not doing that. These are all Jupiter-related things from your perspective on it. If you get bullied, an understanding can come in around bullies. If you're klutzy, your understanding is not going to go towards sports. If you're physical, your understanding will go towards sports, but not necessarily sensitive to the klutzy people. So what you put out comes back, and when it starts coming back, we have to understand, oh my goodness, and often we don't, and it takes complicated things to build that up. So when Jupiter, the real starting point is Galaxy, but we'll see it from the ascendant. We'll start with Jupiter ascendant. When Jupiter comes up to your ascendant, you've been living for 6 years with an outer understanding where you fit in, what's out in the world, what you're doing, what everybody else is doing. You've been in everyone else's world, participating, functioning, participating, and suddenly Jupiter's on your ascendant. You have a chance to shine for yourself. Jupiter brings out opportunities for you. I could do this. I can do this. This is for me. This is for me. And you may get a bunch of choices. You may get multiple choices. But some new thing, some new approach, some new outlook is coming to your image or your self-identity of how you project yourself. A new optimism might come in. If there's not a new optimism and Jupiter's there, the negative outlook and then the lack of optimism is really going to be projected strongly out and affect who you're going to meet. So the Jupiter, it's encouraging you to see yourself and get a better perspective on yourself. Not just on what you're doing. You want to do so. Usually you see, I want to do this for myself. I've been working here for 6 years. I got to do something for me. I'll keep a job, or maybe I want to raise. And maybe if I get more money, I can take a bigger holiday or get a longer holiday time. I get, or I want to write a book, or I want to start traveling a better time. Just doing, or writing something. I got something else to do. Jupiter is often related to travel, so sometimes maybe I want to travel. Jupiter's on your ascendant. You could meet new people. So many, you can't know exactly what it is, but you know this challenge, this understanding, a new outlook is coming to your identity. It hasn't, your identity hasn't been energized like that in 12 years. So it's important. I think there's new things to do, and there's new horizons to identify to. You're identifying to it, you're seeing you want to go there. The rest of your chart has to come along with you. You can't just drag them along. But at least your identity, you're identifying to your understanding, and you can start guiding your actions and what you're doing. It's like you're driving the car in a way you want it, somewhere you want to go, not just what you have to do. So this is, now sometimes you'd be realizing I have to take care of this much debt, or sometimes you're like this. It's just usually there's been an extension, an overextension out in the world with Jupiter above the horizon. When it's coming down, there's a need for a new focus, for something for yourself, for your identity. And as you start taking some time, Saturn, I'm going to go to this club, or I'm going to go to this party, or I'm going to start being in sports, or I'm going to see these people, I'm going to do these, I'm going to go study this, I'm going to go learn this, or I'm going to travel here or there. Jupiter comes in. Now, sometimes someone's Jupiter's on the ascendant, and the baby gets born, suddenly you got a new outlook on yourself. Oh. But if you're writing something, you could get something can be. It's not so much about what other people are doing, it's that you're expanding what you're identifying to, you're increasing your options, you're improving your options. Of course, if you're drunk and you're drinking, or you have an addiction problem, Jupiter's going to hit the ascendant. It's not going to slow you down. You're going to be doing way more till it gets out of control, so that a new understanding can probably come in. So that could be a bit like if you got addiction problems or expansion problems, or you're overweight or things like this, when Jupiter hits the angles, it doesn't thin you down. When Jupiter touches things, it doesn't thin you down, it expands things. So I have to understand how to change this. I can't keep going like this. But Jupiter can make you lazy and opportunistic rather than hardworking. And it's supposed to make you seeing this can be done. Boy, it's worth working for. It's worth being prepared. So this new understanding coming out of the ascendant, that's you're motivated in the IC, you're projecting out to the ascendant. So I really should have started the IC, but whatever this ascendant, this outlook is going to be this new way as people start seeing you differently. You know, you may get a new hairstyle, you may get new clothes, you may look differently, but you're going to go places, you're going to do things, you want to see things differently. So it's funny, in our life, we're projecting out from the IC up to the ascendant to the midheaven and reacting another way, but the planets are going around against that grain. So Jupiter's going from the midheaven down to the ascendant. So when it hits your ascendant, you're still trying to push it out to the midheaven. You're coming from yourself, your motivation, you're seeing a new identity. It may be more than you're really integrated or motivated by, but you're going on it and you're putting it out. How much substance do you have? It will depend on what you actually achieve in your horoscope as you're putting it out towards from the IC to the ascendant to the midheaven, just in your natural house functions, the rising side. But Jupiter's was coming, it starts from the midheaven, it goes down the rising side by transits, hits the ascendant. You can't keep pushing out the same way. So you're trying to do new things, you're still trying to put it out to get the effect, because that's your daily process. But at the same time, you can't keep playing the same role outwardly. So as you find these, you see good ones. When you run across a bad one, you see someone struggling, until you've looked at this and worked with your chart and seen it, and you've lived through the next Jupiter. So the next Jupiter aspect you have to your next angle, the next Jupiter aspect to your sun, the next Jupiter aspect to itself, until you've known these things and lived through the next one and watched it for the month that's going on, or for the couple of weeks when it's hitting that aspect, and you're struggling with it consciously as you're living through it. As you do that, it becomes you. You capture. It's like learning Chinese. You're learning one character at a time. You're learning that character because it's happening, and you're aware, and you're applying your astrological understanding to the phenomena as it's happening, and you're living it. So you're bringing it out of just theory to experience. Wow, as soon as you get to experience it, astrology becomes alive. Words are the lowest form of astrology. Seeing these cycles, you don't need words. Once you understand them, you can watch them too and observe how someone's thinking, and you can guide people even without words. Set examples for. But you may go along, you may have your family go along, and you've got everything set up, and you need some time for yourself. But if you haven't set a right example for your kids, you're drinking, you're smoking up, you do whatever, and you're exaggerated your sense of yourself. It doesn't mean everyone else may think you're being pumped up and you're not in touch with them. They may disassociate from you because they're not. But normally there'll be some people reinforcing you, or you'll be getting applause or that attention that's going to come with it, Jupiter on the ascendant. And that sets up the phase going through the first, second, third houses. So the Jupiter's going through the houses in that order, but we're expressing it. Our motivation is still what our motivation is, our security, our sense of security. And in our natal chart, in our life, we're projecting every day, we're taking our motivation, we're getting ourselves together, we're putting a face on to meet the world, we're putting that identity out, and we're going out to see what we can accomplish in that day. By knowing we've done what we can, we're adjusting, we're coming back, we're reacting to how much we've done, we're getting feedback from other people, it was good or bad on the descendant. It comes in and we feel good or we don't feel good as it hits the IC. So like we do that, that's a basic house function. So we're living daily like that, and Jupiter's coming on the opposite way, and just it's something, we're running into it, and suddenly we get energized by the Jupiter on that ascendant. So when it goes down to the IC, this is a whole phase of personal expression, any type of study, any type of personal adventure, something you're doing for yourself, your own identity. Of course, if you're not doing well, it could be expanding your size, expanding your pocketbook. But Jupiter in the second house, you think, oh, that's lucky about money. No, it expands your resources, but it can expand your debt just as easily. It can waste your money and use up everything you can spend too much easily. Third house can be problem extensions with brothers and sisters, but it's really about your common sense and learning. So studying and learning things in this personal quadrant is really useful. You really absorb it deeply. It will come down to affect your integrity. So when Jupiter's on the IC, it's comprehensions of your foundations. There's opportunities to improve how you're living, your integrity, what's secure, you're feeling lucky or optimistic or enthusiastic about your, or comprehensive about your integrity, your security. The focus, you expand your sense of what's secure for you rather than just being caught in old senses of it. And as always, a little discrimination to determine what's wasted opportunities, what's not going to build up, what are opportunities that diminish my integrity and my security, or what really is going to build long-term. That's the wisdom of Jupiter. But the opportunities will come up as Jupiter hits the IC. And it's going to change the foundation of how you think and what motivates you. So if you're in a spiritual path that you're studying, the Jupiter is when the teachers come in and give you some challenge that are adjusting your life. Jupiter in India is called, the name of Jupiter is Guru, teacher. Trust your Guru. So when Jupiter is at the deepest point in your chart, deepest understandings can blossom. But usually you'll see expansions around home, around family, around mom, having a kid. All these basic subjective things are hitting these inner nerves. That's going to affect how strong you feel like going out in the world or not. If someone died, big lesson to learn. So death can happen along Jupiter and you're having to understand it. And it may be good or may be bad, and you have to assimilate it. Generally, any big thing is going to take 12 years to assimilate. You have to take it around the whole wheel until you finally come around and say, whoa, I've done that. Okay, so you're not trying to look for what's lucky, you're trying to look for what's understood, what's meaningful, what transformations in perspective and understanding and comprehensions are going on with it, and that the situations that happen at that time are the triggers, are the teachers that are giving you that opportunity. So then once you have your Jupiter's hit your IC and you've had this inner impression, I got to live differently, I got to live up to this, I have a new understanding, a new belief, a new teaching. Then you start to expand. I want to live like this. How do I apply it? I'm going to learn it this way. I'm going to try and do this way. I'm going to try and add this. You're adding skills. Just like the Saturn cycle going around, only here you're expanding on them rather than having to work against the restriction in them. Having to make the effort. It's not so much it's a question of adding things. Someone could be just a fun-loving party, sensual time. Another person could expand by having their kids. Other people, are being creative. But it's 4th house, 5th house, 6th. You're trying to learn how to get work that you like. That's how you're living, and you're living for work that you like. And then if you're doing what you like, that's easy. If you're not, it's a big puzzle. What do I try? Can I get more learning? No, I don't want to learn. I want to get out of here. But how do you work it? Who has good advice is a great thing. To have people that have teachers that give you good advice is really a benefit along this path. Often we're alone in our worlds and we're not getting any advice. We can't see our own faults.